Now, before I dive in 3 of my most favorite or most popularized Kanye controversial takes and whether I agree with them or I do feel like he is saying some factual things within those controversial takes, I want to start off this video with a controversial take where I completely disagree with them, right? Back in 2009 in the VMA Awards, for the category of Best Female Video of the Year, Taylor Swift won. And when Taylor Swift won for You Belong With Me, Kanye came up on the stage and said,
"But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time."
Now look, do I feel like Beyonce is a better artist than Taylor Swift? Yes. Better singer? Yes. Better musician? Yes. Better guitarist? Maybe not. I've never seen fucking Beyonce play the guitar up until recently. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Better mostly every category. Fucking yes. Even better at country, to be honest with you. I love Beyonce, my nigga. I would never disrespect and hurt Beyonce. But let's not be biased here. And to be honest with you, I like the You Belong With Me music video better than Single Ladies. Look, man, is Single Ladies a better song than You Belong With Me? Fucking yes, my nigga. And there's no shady Taylor Swift. I like some Taylor Swift music. She is not touching Beyonce. But at the same time, I can sit here and disagree with Kanye with saying, yo, the You Belong With Me music video is better than the Single Ladies video. Bro, the Single Ladies video is just that simple Beyonce dancing ass video you could get with Love on Top, Countdown, and fucking Sweet Dreams, bro. There's so many music videos. There's so many other better music videos that Beyonce has released with Telephone, If I Was a Boy, Irreplaceable. I could go on and on. Lemonade even. So many more better music videos that's way better than You Belong With Me. You understand? But I feel like in 2009, You Belong With Me was a simple but fun, great music video, and it was a little bit different. Other than you just dancing and like and I just simply feel like Kanye should never went up and said what he said, especially for a best female video. And besides, Beyonce won best music video of that year for the 2009 VMAs. Now, if Taylor Swift won that category, then, you know what I mean, even though I'll still disagree, Kanye has all rights and means to go up and disrupt that and say, alright, fuck that Taylor Swift. Beyonce is better than you. She had the better music video that year. You understand? But for best female video, Kanye, come on, bro. Come on, son. Come on. Kanye West, man. Kanye West, man. The man with the whole bunch of controversial takes, which can take a motherfucking hour, bro. Controversial here, controversial there. That man been controversial since that nigga been relevant back in 04 when he dropped College Dropout. Now look, man, I'm not gonna go into every single controversial take that this man had, simply because this video will be 2 hours long. And why would you want to see a 2-hour video long from a fucking YouTuber that has 257 subscribers? Which, by the way, if you want to, anywho, I want to do a deep dive on 3 controversial takes that I feel like stuck out the most. You know what I mean? And I want to break it down for you. Not break it down too much because I'm not an analytical ass motherfucker. But I also want to give empathy to some of these takes, and because I do feel like he was somewhat right. Like, even though the choice of words was completely out of whack. Nonetheless, I feel like, yeah, at the moment when he said it, it struck the nerve in me. It struck the nerve in a whole bunch of black people or even people in general. But looking back at some of these statements that Kanye said, he had a point. So let me give Kanye West empathy. 2005, Hurricane Katrina happened, man. Where was I? I was fucking 8 years old, bro. Being ignorant to whatever's happening in Louisiana, right? Hurricane Katrina happened. Thousands of people lost their life. Hundreds of thousands of people lost their houses, their cars, their personal valuables. A lot of hospitals got shut down. A lot of certain shit happened after Hurricane Katrina. That New Orleans is still somewhat recovering till this day. 20 years later, shit is fucking ridiculous, right? But during the relief for Hurricane Katrina, a newly fresh, baby-faced Kanye West got up on television right next to motherfucking Shrek and said,
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
now everybody gasped. Everybody was like, yo, what the fuck? I even saw that shit live and I was like, yo, this nigga just called out the fucking president. Now, at the time, you can sit here and make an argument and say, yes, George W. Bush did not give a fuck about black people. Because the way he responded to Hurricane Katrina, not only him, but the federal government, FEMA, all three branches of government, the judicial, the executive, and legislative, did New Orleans fucking filthy, bro. So you can sit here and make an argument that say, yes, Kanye is motherfucking right. This one, no questions about it. Kanye West was fucking right. And even though George W. Bush said in his memoir, he was like, hey, look, I care about all Americans, including black people. Nonetheless, during that moment of time, we wasn't trying to hear none of that, bro. Especially the people in New Orleans, bro. Because the Hurricane Katrina hit the low class income, the people the hardest. And there was no relief until I think weeks or a couple weeks later. And you can also make an argument that just because Hurricane Katrina affected the low impoverished black people in the black communities the worst, other than the whites and the middle class and the upper class. So in retrospect, if you want to take it at face value and you want to actually believe whatever the president and the government says, then yeah, George Bush cared about black people. But as a black person, especially if you ask black people in New Orleans who witnessed that, George W. Bush didn't give a fuck about fucking no black people. He didn't care about no niggas. Next controversial take that I'm gonna give empathy to Kanye. Back in 2018, Kanye West went on TMZ in front of a white man and said, look,
Slavery for 400 years? For 400 years? That sounds like a choice.
so if you just listen to whatever he said or just read a news article or read a tweet that, I don't know, TMZ tweeted out, yo, Kanye West is in the office and he just said slavery was a choice. Of course you're gonna be outraged because it's like, yo, what the fuck, bro? Like, why would you say something ill will, bro, at the end of the day? But then, if you watch the whole video and saw that, the whole 400 years, all that type of shit, now it gets to a point of like, yeah, Kanye did worded that slavery was a choice pretty fucked up and pretty wrong. Man, he could have definitely worded it differently. And he has came out and apologized for saying slavery was a choice. And what he meant to say was the whole 400 years and we're still in that same trap mentally. I feel like Kanye does got somewhat of a point, man. I feel like even with the whole slavery was a choice thing, right? Even the start of slavery, right? When the white man from Europe or from America was invading Africa and getting and just trapping or enslaving African Americans or Africans to come to America, to come to Europe, to come to Jamaica and the Caribbean, to South America, wherever, bro. There was a couple choices for Africans. They could either fight and die in Africa because they didn't want to be enslaved. Number two, while being on the boat, being delivered to America, jump off the fucking ship and die right then and there. Or three, just accept your fate and just be accepted as a fucking slave, be working under a white person, picking cotton, being a house nigga, still motherfucking nigga. Somewhat technically, Kanye was somewhat fucking right, my nigga. But at the same time, bro, still, nonetheless, what Kanye said, bro, was just so fucking disgusting at the end of the day, bro. You know, you understand? Because your only options is to either die in your homeland, die when the boat is on the river, on the water, and you say, yo, fuck this, I can't do this anymore. I'ma jump off this ship because I don't want to be working for the white man for fucking free labor and be getting fucking whipped. Or just accept your fucking fate and just like, alright, I just want to live and just be a slave for the rest of your life, bro. Like that's fucked up options at the end of the fucking day. You understand? So figure that from a standpoint of view of slavery was a choice back in those days. Technically Kanye was right if you think about it by the grand scheme of things. But at the same time, it's just like, yo, bro, it's either die or just be a slave, bro. That was the only three options back in those days. And that's fucked up. Third and last controversial take that Kanye West had that I'm gonna give this nigga some type of empathy for it, right? Is when he said a statement back in his presidential run in 2020 in South Carolina, bro. It's COVID, we're all in lockdown, but somehow, some way, this nigga wanna run for president. Super late. This nigga announced it in the VMAs that he was gonna run for president in 2020. But then he actually decided to really run for presidency back in August or September or some shit like that. This shit was wild, bro. Kanye put his name in and he was already most states you had to write in Kanye West in order for Kanye West to be voted as president. You gotta do write-ins for most of these states. Some of the states, yeah, it did have Kanye West, but most states you had to write that nigga name in, bro. But he was like, alright, fuck it, let me throw my hat in the ring. It is what it is. And he was on his presidential campaign, and we all know that one video in South Carolina where he was just crying, doing all these theatrical bullshit about, yo, I was about to abort my daughter, this, that, and a fucking... We all seen the video, right? But there's one particular thing that he did said that it got some type of traction, but it did get slid under the rug, bro. It wasn't as talked about as slavery was a choice or even fucking the Hurricane Katrina shit. It was when this nigga after he was done with the crying, after he was done with bashing his fucking wife or now ex-wife and saying he was about to abort all his kids because he was fucking scared. This man wrapped it back up and said,
well, Harriet Tubman never actually freed the slaves. She just had the slaves go work for other white people.
Let me tell you about Harriet Tubman a little bit. Harriet Tubman was one of the founders. Yes, one of the founders. She didn't fucking create the Underground Railroad. She was a founder of that shit, bro. Look that shit the fuck up. Surprised the shit out of me too, my nigga. Nonetheless, Harriet Tubman was one of the main founders and freed a whole bunch of slaves. Not as much slaves as this one dude, which he was white, by the way. I put his shit up here somewhere, bro. Dr. Umar Johnson put me onto him. Shout out to Dr. Umar. Nonetheless, though, Harriet Tubman founded the Underground Railroad and helped many black people escape. Now, what Kanye West said is somewhat motherfucking correct. Harriet Tubman did free slaves to go work for other white people, bro. Even when Harriet Tubman did free some of the slaves from the South and migrated them to the North, they had to get jobs. Most businesses in the North were owned by who? The white man. You understand? So some of them, yes, some of them did build their own businesses, which salute to them, shout out to them. But some of them had to just work regular jobs and had to work under the white man. And yes, they were getting paid. And yes, there was segregation during those type of times in the North happening. Nonetheless, though, let me ask you a question. Where would you rather, back in the 1800s, and Harriet Tubman comes to your fucking plantation, free y'all niggas go through thick and thin, hell and all that, fucking dog chasing after you motherfuckers, y'all finally make it to the North. Let's say y'all make it to Chicago, right? Y'all finally in Chicago, Harriet Tubman's like, here's some money, go, y'all do whatever y'all gotta do, I have to go back to the South and free some more slaves, right? And then you end up getting a job, right? But you have to work under a white man. Would you rather that life? Or would you rather be still fucking slave, getting nothing, nada, zilch, and if you fuck up, if you're too tired, you start getting whipped by the white man? If you ask me that question, I gladly sweep the floors for the fucking white man for a penny a fucking hour, bro. I don't know how the fucking work. I don't know how motherfuckers was getting paid back in those days. Like I said, penny or fucking, I don't know, motherfucking trade. The motherfuckers would trade, like, alright, I'm gonna do this, and you give me like a pound of rice so I can feed my kids type shit. So Kanye West was somewhat right about Harriet Tubman leading slaves, or freeing niggas just for them to work for another white person. And yes, the post-slavery and the economic exploitation of all that type of shit. I get it. I understand. You understand? But it's just like, yo, bro, at the end of the day, bro, Harriet Tubman risked her life. Risked her life to free 70 motherfucking niggas, bro. Help guided way much more niggas, bro. You understand? Him just saying that ignores the fact that not only Harriet Tubman, but other people, him saying that statement just ignores the fact of what it is, and that Harriet Tubman did a courageous thing. She risked her life time in and time out to help us black people, bro. So was Kanye right about saying Harriet Tubman didn't free the slaves? She just guided them to help out, to work under other white people? Give and take, yes. But no, at the same time, bro. Because what Harriet Tubman and other fucking black people and a couple whites did for us black people in the South especially was a tremendous and courageous thing for them to do, and they didn't even have to do it, my nigga. They could have just worried about they asses and they asses only and say, alright, y'all niggas gotta fend for yourself. But no, bro. Harriet Tubman, Nat Turner, Frederick Douglass. I keep forgetting the white dude that Dr. Umar Johnson always says. These are the people, these are damn near martyrs that risked their life for the betterment of black people. And when Kanye said that, it was gut-wrenching. But doing some research, technically, yes. Could he worded it different to make it come across like, okay, yeah, you have a point there, Kanye? Yeah, he could've. But again, throughout this video, time and time, even other smaller controversial takes that I could have said, but this video been way fucking longer. This man got a poor choice of motherfucking words, bro. This man speaks first, thinks later. And I'm like that too, but like at a point of age, you gotta become better in that, I feel like, at the end of the day. Now look, man, again, I'm not gonna go into other controversial takes this man had. I just wanna talk about the 3 takes that I feel like you can have some type of empathy. You can somewhat see the vision that Kanye's trying to say and paint, but it's just not connecting at all. But all the other shit that he said, especially in the 2020s, the whole Adolf movement shit, I can't say the other shit because I might get demonetized. Why I'm caring about demonetized when I don't even have 1,000 subscribers yet. Nonetheless though, right? All the shit that he's been saying right now, it's just ridiculous, crazy, and I can't get behind it at all whatsoever motherfucking ever, bro. But I will sit here and say, look, I am still a Kanye West fan. Any music he drops, I mean, maybe not now this year, but Donda 2, Vultures 1, or was it Culture 1? I don't even know what those albums called that came out last year. And yeah, the song, his song making has kind of dipped a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But I will still forever bump Kanye West. I will bump the old Kanye West. I will bump the Kanye West as of 5, 6, 7 years ago, bro. I'm still going to bump Kanye West. Kanye West is one of my favorite artists of all time. I'm the type of person, I can separate the art from the artist. Now that's a fucking different video for a different day. None the fucking less though. I like Kanye West. I'm not gonna support the things he say, but I will listen to his music. Out of all the things he's been saying recently though, there's one thing he said, right, that I don't agree with, but at the same time, I do feel like there's a bigger question in hand. He said, I forgot whether it was on an Instagram video, a Twitter video, or just, you know, a regular stream, whatever it is. Quote me if I'm wrong, right? Tell me if I'm wrong. But he said, I'm gonna make hating Jewish people normal again. Now look, man, do I feel like we should all hate Jewish people, especially throughout this whole Israel versus Palestine war? No, like I don't hate Jewish people. I don't condone the hate and the violence against Jewish people. But at the same time though, I do find it weird that first and foremost, bro, the religion is Judaism. It's, you know what I mean? Yes, Jewish people are a type of people, but the religion that this motherfucker is trying to hate on is Judaism, right? But I do feel like at the same time, I do question why when we make a joke or make a little statement towards Jewish people or the religion Judaism, we get, you know what I mean, people like celebrities in the limelight get some type of backlash, they get canceled, this, that, and third. Why when we make jokes, I'm not exclude all the fucking Holocaust type of jokes, right? If you make a joke about kosher or them or Jewish people being cheap, why do or like even when rappers rhyme something with something, getting my Jewish money, some shit like that. Why do celebrities get backlash and they gotta formally apologize? But if celebrities make a joke about Christianity and Christian people, or make fun of Muslim people, or even Sikh people, make fun of how motherfuckers do Ramadan and they gotta fast and eat mukbang or whatever. I know I pronounced that last shit horribly wrong. I apologize. Nonetheless, though, right? When people make, or celebrities or comedians make jokes about those religions, those specific people, there's no backlash. Everybody finds it funny, right? But when we make fun of Judaism, when we make fun of Jewish people, there's some type of a motherfucking problem, bro. And I find that motherfucking weird. And again, I don't condone what Kanye West has been doing and saying. I am not an anti-Semite. And what he's been doing is fucked up morally, mentally, physically, whatever type of abuse, whatever you want to categorize it as is. What Kanye West has been doing, yes, it's fucked up. But when he said that about I'ma make hating Jewish people normal again, there's a deeper meaning, deeper lining into that statement that I can give some type of empathy with. Just thinking outside the box. And it's just like, yo bro, we should either make jokes or say certain shit about all religions and all stereotypes, or just none at the end of the motherfucking day, man, nigga. Hold on. Update. Look what this nigga just tweeted. Fucking erratic as shit, my nigga. I give this shit 3 to 6 months tops before this nigga changes his mind or say some crazy shit. Next thing you know, he's gonna support Osama bin Laden and become Al Qaeda. Start wearing the fucking head wraps and everything, my nigga. Kanye been trapping, nigga. I just came with that out of my ass. It's like fucking 2, 3 a.m. in the morning, my nigga. So, bye again.